Welcome back to Outdoor, guys. Today we're going to do a video on a newer bait design that helps bass hold on to your bait longer, which equals more catches at the end of the day. This specific brand I'm going to go over is very innovative, and the way they design their baits gives you a bunch of different benefits and advantages over other ones, and we're going to hop right into it. We got right here the megabass sleeper craw and the megabass sleeper gill. I'm also gonna go over the megabass dark sleeper. I'm gonna tell you why I think it makes bass hold on longer to your bait before spitting it out, and I'm also gonna show you the differences in this type of bait design versus your regular baits. Let's go ahead and we'll start with the dark sleeper. As you can see, the hook is buried inside of this bait, so the jig head you might not be able to see it, but the jig head is molded in there. So a couple advantages to this: you get a pretty weedless bait. This is a swim bait, but it's actually designed as a bottom swim bait, so you can also fish it as a jig. But I feel like when a bass eats this, compared to an open hook bait or a weighted bait, anything where the hook is outside of the body of the soft bait, I don't think they feel it as much, and I think they're less likely to spit this bait out right away. You ever seen like underwater footage where the bass grabs a bait and immediately spits it? I feel like he feels like something's not right. I think with this type of design, I think Megabass did an awesome job with it. And, I think it definitely helps you catch more fish because, I think the bass are more intended to hold on to it. Like I said, now, the dark sleeper doesn't have any scent. So, it's not scented or anything like that. But like I said, I just think the design helps bass hold on to your bait. This is an awesome little bait. I don't want to go too much down this rabbit hole. I did a bunch of other videos specifically on these specific bait designs, and I'll link that down in the video description below. But you can pretty much fish this guy any time of year. Like I said, multiple different ways to fish it, like a jig. You can just straight retrieve it in and get bit that way. So awesome little bottom swim bait by Megabass. Let's go hop into the sleeper gill. One thing too, guys, like keep your packaging for these baits. It helps keep the tail straight, especially on the swim baits. This is another swim bait, a bluegill profile swim bait. Same design. It's got the hook right here. So it's like a hollow cavity inside of there, so when the bass bite it, that collapses and they get that hook. But again, it hides that hook. They can't see it. I don't think they can really feel it. And, that's what separates these kind of bait designs from everything out on the market. There is some other brands that, are trying to, copy this bait and make their own version of it just because, it's so effective. But if you look down here, this bait is wide on the bottom, so it's got them pectoral fins, which is a balancer. So just like that dark sleeper I went over, you can kill these baits and they will sit straight up on the bottom. So you're getting multiple different features in these Megabass baits that, you're really not going to see out there on the market from one specific bait. Super fun bait to fish. It's only 3-inch bait, so, you can fish it during, the spawn. Snack size for, a multiple range of class fish out there. You'll get size and numbers, on a bait this size. I think it's perfect snack size for bass. Just big enough to annoy them. To get them in to getting a reaction bite out of a nice bass. So that's the sleeper gill. One other thing I want to say about the sleeper gill, I love these baits so much I can't stop talking about them. But same with the dark sleeper too. These tails get going immediately on the fall. I think that's going to get you more bites too. Cast it out there as soon as it hits the water. I got some underwater footage of this that I'll roll in, but that tail gets the kick in right away. Got a little bit of a head roll in it too. Just a deadly swim to the sleeper gill. All right, let's move on. We're gonna hop into the sleeper craw. I love this color. This is called Ghost Craw. Nice natural looking color there. It's like actually in the light, you can't really see it here. You can kind of see through. It's like a gray with some green and black flake. But this one is scented. I did want to go over that. It reminds you of like a floral scent. I know a lot of the JDM market is putting that type of scent in their bait, so that's kind of unique. Same thing, guys. Jig head molded inside of this bait. It's got a cavity right there, and these have That hook looks small, but it's super strong. You know, when a bass eat that, you know, that collapses and they get that hook. These are giving you the ability to throw up in the cover because they're weedless. So, you know, you're going to get more bites that way too because you're not worried about losing it. This thing is super realistic looking, made out of a very durable, buoyant material too. So it stands in that upright position with the claws up, you know, once you get at the bottom. And another thing that's really cool about this bait is it's got air pockets right here, so you get a very natural air bubble trail as this thing's on its way to the bottom. So many really cool things. It's got a little bump out right here on the bottom where the jig head is, and as you drag it or hop it, it kicks up, you know, a bunch of debris on the bottom. So, you know, if they didn't see it on the fall, they're going to see it when you start moving this thing around. And you can also, depending on how aggressive you want to get, depending on the bass's mood, water temperature and stuff like that, you can control, you know, how aggressive this bait is. And I think that makes this craw stand out from everything out there on the market. Just little movements of the craw you can do with the rod tip and be more natural, or you can be aggressive and hop it real hard and it's going to look more aggressive. Also, it's got secondary action with, you know, if you got some kind of current in the water. So any little movements, got the little legs there, appendages, got some right here as well. But yeah, I think I covered everything. This video is getting a little longer than I wanted, but I just wanted to share these 3 baits with you guys. I know, you know, 2 of them are swim baits and, you know, the other one's a crawl, but the first dark sleeper kind of designed to be fished like a jig. So I gave you some options there. So last thing, I think the weight of these baits, the soft bodies, and just the way they design, you know, the hook inside of these baits makes them just feel more natural to a bass when they eat them. These are so fun to fish, guys. Like, if you haven't tried any of these, even if you just want to grab one of the 3, give it a shot. I'm going to roll in some footage of me fishing and catching bass, you know, on all these baits. These are actually some of my favorites and are going to be with me when I'm fishing all the time. So I hope that helped you out. You know, if I find something that, you know, I'm confident in, that works, that separates itself from everything else that we have to pick from out on the bass fishing market, I'd love sharing that with you guys. If it helped you out, definitely drop a comment. Let me know if you picked any one of these megabass dark sleepers, sleeper craw, or sleeper gills up. Ring that notification bell so you get all my content as soon as it drops. Hit that like button. You know the deal. Smash that subscribe button down for me. Until the next one, you have officially been outdoors.